Our country is currently being overrun with false narratives and misplaced hate. Stories of police brutality that are mostly not based on fact and a false history of what our flag truly represents has caused a disturbance of epic proportions in our daily lives. Americans are now consumed with fighting the narrative on both sides because the lies have become ingrained into so many that the truth of it all falls on deaf and angry ears. No one denies that there are cases of police brutality, and those cases should be handled and stopped. But the cases of blatant lies and false accusations against officers simply to further the agenda of terror groups has gotten to a ridiculously high and dangerous level. So, when a well-known athlete falsely accuses police of racial profiling and abuse, it becomes a big deal on the mainstream circuit because we all know that the media eats this stuff up. Michael Bennett is in hot water for allegations of false accusations against police on more than one occasion. According to BizPac Review, the protest of the national anthem by NFL players took on added intensity last month when Seattle Seahawks defensive end Michael Bennett was briefly detained outside a Las Vegas casino. The player was highly critical of how he was treated, blasting across social media that he was targeted simply being a black man and the officers used excessive force that was unbearable. This coming from a 6'4" 274 pounds professional football player. Bennett's inflammatory words included the claim that an officer threatened to blow my f***ing head off. But, as is often the case of late when it comes to volatile incidents involving claims of racism, video of the incident, to include body cameras worn by officers, paint a whole other story. Clark County Sheriff Joe Lombardo, head of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, said hundreds of videos were reviewed and no evidence was found that the officers directly involved with Bennett profiled him or used excessive force, Fox News reported. And now the head of the Las Vegas Police Union is demanding an apology from the player. Now more so than ever, said Steve Grammes, president of the Las Vegas Police Protective Association, according to the Las Vegas Review-Journal. He called Bennett's claims outlandish and said they defamed every officer in the department. The player would repeat the claim that he was racially profiled when speaking with the Seattle Times. It sucks that the country we are living in now sometimes you get profiled for the color of your skin, he said. The incident took place after an August 26 boxing match between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Conor McGregor and gained widespread attention, and resulted in widespread animosity toward police, when Bennett tweeted a letter addressed to the world describing his take on events. Equality, said a one-word caption. Bennett said he was returning to his hotel after the fight and heard what sounded like gunshots, so he began running along with others. A police officer ordered me to get on the ground. As I laid on the ground, complying with his demands to not move, he placed his gun near my head and warned me that if I moved he would blow my f***ing head off. Terrified and confused by what was taking place, a second officer came over and forcefully jammed his knee into my back, making it difficult for me to breathe. They then clinched the handcuffs on my wrist so tight that my fingers went numb. Perhaps, when his NFL career is finished, Bennett can pursue creative writing as an alternative career. Or join race hustlers like Al Sharpton in stirring racial discord in America. Turns out, this isn't the first time a player has exaggerated an altercation with out-of-control cops. And it's not the first time cops have demanded an apology. Former Houston Oilers player Lamar Lathan said in 2015 that he was terrified when an officer pulled a gun on him during a traffic stop, but police released a dash-cam video of the incident showing the officer was professional and within both the law and policies of this agency. In cases where these athletes falsely accuse someone, the law should be used against them to the fullest in order to put a stop to further abuses of the legal system which can hurt innocent officers. This war on cops based on a handful of questionable incidents is sick and needs to be stopped immediately. When these entertainers spew their falsehoods simply to make a ruckus, the game becomes extremely dangerous for our men and women on the front lines. If anything tragic should happen to our officers, the people who perpetrate these lies need to be held accountable. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe to my channel.